Hello guys, today in this video I am going to discuss about the difference between FromSqlRaw versus FromSqlInterpolated in .NET Core. So both these methods are being used for selecting the data from the database. So let's proceed for the explanation. So the first difference here we can see, like, in FromSqlRaw we need to take care for preventing the SQL injection, but in FromSqlInterpolated we need not to take care for SQL injection. So the second difference is here again, good for handling null parameterized stored procedure calls. It is for FromSqlRaw, while in FromSqlInterpolated we need to put some extra effort for handling the null parameterized in a stored procedure calls. So again, in the third difference is, like, we need to convert stored procedure into DB parameters for calling the procedure using FromSqlRaw. But for if we use FromSqlInterpolated, then we need not to convert the parameter into DB parameters. So let's move ahead to the Visual Studio so that we can get the difference. So here you can see this is the last video which we had implemented to get the data of user. So here it is, you can see this is the database context and this is the DB set which we are using. So let me show you that. So here you can see this is a DB set and it is returning this type of data from the procedure. So what we are doing, we are using FromSqlRaw, and you can see that in the FromSqlRaw parameter we have passed the first parameter is SQL query string, okay, and here it is the SQL parameter, and here you can see I have converted the normal value into SQL parameter here, okay, and then that parameter we have passed in the second parameter of the FromSqlRaw. So this is the kind of a value which is mapping to this user ID, okay, and then after selecting the data it is returning into the list, and from that list we are selecting the only first value, okay. So like this we are getting the result assigned into user profile, and then that is being returned in the user profile. Let me run the same thing again so that we can get the clear idea. Here you can see our project is running now. So let me open the Postman. So here you can see we are having the Postman here. So now let me hit this API to get the profile. So when I will click on send, then this is the authorized API, therefore I need to log in first. So let me go ahead and log in again. Here you can see we got the token. I need to copy this token from here and I need to paste it in the bearer token section. So now we should be able to call this API to get the profile. Here you can see we are able to get the all data related to the user using the FromSqlRaw method, Okay, now let me move ahead again to the Visual Studio. So here we are, and now here we will implement here from SQL query, like from SQL interpolated we will implement that. Okay, so now let me stop the Visual Studio first, and here I need to implement from SQL interpolated. So what I will do, I will just comment it out, and let me copy the same thing from here, and here I will pass from SQL interpolated, and here I need not to pass the parameter because here it is taking only the single parameter. Okay, you can see here we just need to pass formatted table string. Okay, type of SQL. Okay, so here let me move back here. Okay, so let me keep this thing as list because it will also return the same type of data in the list. So here what we need to do, I will pass here as a string, and here I need to pass the value of user ID. So here I need not to use this now anymore, so I will delete this as well. Here I will also delete this. Okay, and now I will pass this in the parameter. So this is the parameter of the get profile procedure, and here I also need to put the equal to because this is the syntax of calling the procedure. So now it will again return the list of like user in the list, and then from that list we are getting the first result only, and we are returning that result to the user from the API response. So now let me run this project again. Now our project is running. So now I need to go to the Postman to access the API. So I am here again now with the new implementation of FromSqlInterpolated method. So I will hit again because right now our token is not expired yet. So let me hit again the API. Here we are again getting the same result from FromSqlRaw interpolated. Okay, so there is no difference in the response or in the result from both of the methods. Okay, so now I will talk about the similarity between both two things here. Okay, so now let me move ahead. So here you can see these are the similarities between FromSqlRaw and FromSqlInterpolated method. So here you can see both works on query roots directory on dbset, what we just demonstrated you here in the Visual Studio, because this is the dbset. You can see here this is the dbset of get user by id. Okay, and from that dbset we are getting the result from the stored procedure as a type of get user by id model. Okay, and then we are returning like binding that model and returning to the API response. Okay, and here you can also see again both returns the list of by default. So here you can see it is returning the list by default. You can see here, and from that list we are getting the only first value. Okay, and in the third you can see both can execute stored procedure and SQL query as well. So here I have called the stored procedure. This is the stored procedure, and if you want to call the SQL query, then you can also do that. So the next thing is both are only used for selecting the data from the database. Yes, you should always keep in mind that like you should return something. Like if you want to call a procedure, then you must need to return something from that procedure. Okay, so that's all in this video. Okay, so I have left some like more to for exploring by you. Okay, so please do explore more if you want to know more about the FromSqlRaw and FromSqlInterpolated. As I have mentioned here in the different section, you can see the third thing, like FromSqlRaw, it is like need to convert the parameters. Okay, and this you can also like search the same thing here, good for handling null parameterized stored procedure. So you can also put some effort to test or to implement this kind of procedure in which we are passing null values, null parameters. Okay, so and again, if you have any queries or suggestions, then please don't forget to comment in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this video.